Welcome back to the channel. Real Madrid has a great opportunity to narrow the gap at the top of the La Liga table after Barcelona's defeat against Las Palmas. Let's hear what Carlo Ancelotti has to say.
How is Real Madrid preparing for tomorrow's match against Getafe? Getafe is always a difficult team to face and is the second team that has conceded the fewest goals in La Liga this season.
Yes, they are a team with clear values and a solid defensive setup. Last year they pushed us hard and we managed to win in the end. Undoubtedly it will be the same this time. We have to focus on attacking well, aim to control the game, and overall play well to secure the win.
After the loss against Liverpool, there's been a lot of criticism towards Mbappe, especially from France through various media outlets. How is Mbappe doing now? Have you spoken to him after the Liverpool match? What do you think the solution is for Mbappe to return to being the player he once was?
I think the issue Mbappe is facing is the same issue we all have as a team. Our objective is for everyone to perform at their best. Not just him, this includes me as well. The problem isn't with a single player, but rather with the entire team, which hasn't been able to consistently show its best football this season. This isn't an individual issue, it's on all of us. Our plan is to improve together, and we will do everything possible to achieve that. Mbappe understands this, and he knows it's not just about him. Let's also remember that Mbappe is new here and is still adapting to the team. He's already scored 8 goals and contributed to our attacking play by creating assists. Of course, he can play better, but so can we all, and that's what we'll strive to do.
After the Liverpool game, all eyes are on Mbappe. He's now understanding the pressure of playing for Real Madrid. He's been a World Cup champion with France, but playing for Real Madrid is different. How can you help him stay focused on his goals and not feel down?
He's not feeling down at all. He knows he needs to improve, and he'll work on it, just like the rest of us. I understand the criticism is directed at him because he missed a penalty, but honestly, this can happen. Many of my players have missed penalties before. We just need to keep moving forward, supporting and helping him. Let's remember that this is a collective issue, not an individual one. You can criticize me if you want, but I see that the team is on the right track. We've improved a lot, and it's been evident in our last 2 La Liga matches. Yes, we could have done better against Liverpool, but let's not forget that we've been missing several players who are now finally recovering. For example, Rodrigo will be back tomorrow. So I think patience is key right now.
This year, I've noticed you seem much more serious or worried compared to previous seasons. Maybe it's just my impression, but you've appeared more serious since the first game of the season. Why do you seem more serious than in other seasons?
I'm like Mbappe. I'm trying and doing everything possible to show the best version of myself. The results show that I'm not doing my best, so I'm not happy about that. But at the same time, I'm not overly worried because worrying too much means wasting energy on something that hasn't happened. I'm confident we'll solve our problems just as we always have. Otherwise, I personally feel very happy.
Fede Valverde could return to playing in midfield with Lucas Vázquez's return. This will be a midfield without Tchouaméni or Camavinga. In your opinion, where do you think Fede Valverde fits best in the team right now?
I believe Fede is a modern midfielder. By that, I mean he can play as a defensive midfielder and also as a midfielder who attacks from the second line. as he has a fantastic strike on the ball. I think that's his best position on the field.
With all the experience you've had, you've faced complicated moments. Did you expect this season to become as challenging as it is now, at the end of 2024, after winning La Liga and the Champions League last season?
In all the years of my career as a coach, I think only 1 year was relatively easy, and that was last year. In every other year, I've had to solve many problems. Problems always arise sooner or later. It's impossible to expect a season like last year when everything worked perfectly. Back then, the new players adapted very well, and we had great team dynamics. But every season brings challenges to resolve, and that's something that always happens. It's better to face these problems in November or December rather than in April or May, because if the problems come in May, you're already done. Now, the issues can still be resolved, and as I've said before, we will solve them. Obviously, we're not happy about not qualifying for the top 8 in the Champions League, but now we're competing for La Liga against a rival that's doing very well. Still, we're very close to the top. The Club World Cup and the Super Cup are coming soon. And the good news is that injured players are starting to return. Tomorrow, Rodrigo will be back for the next game. Tchouaméni will return, and later David Alaba and Camavinga will be back too. In conclusion, we need to endure this challenging moment with a good attitude and commitment, because good things are on the horizon.
With so many players injured at the moment, do you think Endrick could start tomorrow's match? Endrick has played very few minutes since the Lille game, and 5 matches have passed without him playing.
If I think Endrick can be the ideal player to win tomorrow's match, then he will play.
Do you think Mbappe is more effective playing on the left wing, or do you think he should return to the center of the attack?
Honestly, at this moment, I don't know. I think both players, Mbappe and Vinicius, are important. Mbappe is more used to playing on the left wing, and Vinicius isn't very accustomed to playing centrally. But I also think Vinicius has realized that playing through the middle makes him a very dangerous player. I believe it depends on the matches, but we shouldn't forget that during games they can switch positions on the field.
What is Asensio's current status in the team? Once you have more of the injured players available, will Asensio remain a starter alongside Rudiger?
Well, when everyone is back, Asensio will compete for a starting spot. Right now, in the 3 matches he's played, he's earned the right to be a starter. He's performed very well with confidence and focus on his work. He's positioned himself well on the field, both with and without the ball, and there's nothing to criticize. He's done his job well in every aspect of the game, so he deserves to be considered a starter and to compete for his spot with the others.
Last season, Real Madrid failed to score in only 2 matches, one of them being the last match of the season when the title had already been secured. However, this season, the team has gone scoreless in 3 matches. Do you think this is an isolated issue, or is the team finding it harder to create scoring opportunities?
Yes, it might be that we've lacked precision in certain games, especially in matches where we know we won't have many chances to score through transitions. Those are the games where we've struggled to be accurate on goal. I'm thinking of the match against Liverpool. If we had been more precise in our passing during attacking plays, we could have created more opportunities.
What do you personally feel is missing for you to show your best version as Real Madrid's coach?
I believe the team is a reflection of its coach. When a team lacks continuity in its play, when it doesn't have a good attitude, or when it's simply not focused on the game, all of that is the responsibility of the coach.
Do you think Mbappe forces his plays too much to try to stand out? Don't you think he should play with more simplicity and freedom? Could this be the key for him to return to his best form?
This isn't something specific to Mbappe alone. When someone is going through a difficult moment, they tend to complicate things a bit more. The easiest way to get out of difficulties is to simplify things. Let me give you an example with the team. When you realize the team is missing something, you need to start again from the basics, which in this case is simply defending well. From there, everything else will gradually improve. What gives me confidence right now is that the team has started defending better, because the most basic aspect is also the most important in football.
Tomorrow's opponent has always been a tough team to face. On the other hand, you have a good relationship with their coach, who has praised Real Madrid. It will undoubtedly be a hard-fought match. Have you had the chance to speak with him this week?
Yes, he's a friend, a good friend of mine. He's a good person and a great coach, in my personal opinion, and for those reasons, I admire him both as a person and as a coach. But I know he'll give us a tough challenge tomorrow, and it'll be a demanding match for us, as it always is when we play against his teams.
A few days ago, you mentioned that until the last match of the year, no decision would be made about winter signings. Considering the tight schedule and the number of injured players, why haven't you decided to make a signing in January? What's holding you back?
Because I think it's a waste of time right now to think about signing players. We'll have plenty of time, about a month or 40 days, to consider that topic. At the moment, there are some developments and things could change before then. For example, Alaba is doing very well and will return to the team soon. So we need to take all these factors into account, as they're very important.